Hello, myself Nisarg Bhatti, student ID 1014103111, and I'm making this video to demonstrate our Capstone Project's live demo. And I'm representing all of my team members, Helly, Chauhan, Kashyap, Mavani, and Fernando. So let me just dive in. So here, that's the landing page of our Capstone project. It's a mobile app development. Once again, what's the GROCCEE? GROCCEE is a grocery management system which helps user to reduce the food waste. Just a second. To reduce the food wastage, and it helps to track all of your groceries, and it gives you suggestion on your habits, on your grocery buying and wastage habits. So let me sign in. We have already created a test user, Fernando Solares. So once you sign up, it asks you for the first name, username, last name, few basic details, and it sends you an email with a verification link. Once you click on that link, then the user get verified, and you can now sign in again with that username and password. Otherwise, if you try to sign in without the verifying the link, it will ask you again to verify the link, and it will send you the email once again when you sign in. So once you are signed in, here's the landing page of our app. First of all, good afternoon, user. The Fernando. And we have the pantry where you can see all of the available grocery which user have right now in their fridge or kitchen. So for example, you have 24 items. So this user has a 24 items in the stock. You can click on the view all, and then it redirects you to the grocery page, inventory page. By default it comes with an expiring, so the items which are expiring in 2 days called expiring. Then we have fresh, we have expired used. I'll come here later. Let me go to the home page again. Then we have expiring soon items. So for example, butter and grapes, I only have two items right now and which are expiring soon in 2 days, so those are up here to remind the user that either you have to finish this, either you have to do something about it. Then we have generate recipe button. Once you go in there, we can generate recipes according to the how many items user have right now in their kitchen, and it will prioritize to use expiring soon item first. But if there's no recipe can generate from those items, it will add other items from your kitchen as well. And the basic things like your cuisine preference, so it will assume, for example, my cuisine preference is here Indian, so it will assume I have basic spices and some stuff which is necessary to cooking is I have it at home. For example, oil, for example, this, so that's that. Then we have weekly shopping. So I right now I don't have any shoppings remaining. I can generate my shopping list and I can add it here. So let me go to the profile page first. Once I go to the profile page, I have user details like shopping activity. For now, I set it to the bi-weekly, diet preference, cooking for, how many people they generally cook for, cuisine preference, and then we have logout option. We can edit those things as well. Once I go to the edit, I can activity, for example, bi-weekly to weekly, vegetarian. I wanna go for Mexican. I wanna switch it to the Indian and cooking for one people. I can update those things as well. Then if I go to the home page again, that's the all in the profile. Then I go to the home page, I have notification. Notifications are basically to remind the user what they have, what are the things they expiring soon. For example, this notification I have it here. I already did it. I can delete it as well. And for example, this butter expires in 2 days that we just saw. Market rate. So the old notification will be also here. For example, I had apples in my inventory. Right now I don't have, but the notifications are still here. I can do all markets read and all clear all as well. So it reminds user about their grocery stock. Also every month, if they are doing monthly shopping, it reminds user, like it notify user how much items they have wasted, how many money they have wasted on the items. So let me quickly go to the uh, generate recipe button. If I go here, all of the past recipes for the user will be here, which user generated, and that time our machine learning model, which is llama, basically behind the scene, it's getting all the information for that user, all the grocery items, and it's sending it to their model, and then it generates a recipe for us. Now let me generate a new recipe for us. Let me just make sure I'm connected with my own Wi-Fi. Yes. So it takes literally few seconds. Now I have a new recipe here, spinach banana smoothie. That's something new. And here are the instructions. I would love this. It also gives us the allergy information if the allergy is a big concern here. So it also gives us the allergy information here. We have ingredients as well. Here are all the recipes. Then I go to the plus icon. So basically this plus icon means add groceries. Add groceries. Once user go for the shopping and they buy grocery, they can add it here. So for example, I just go and bought some milk, maybe almond milk. I can go here, I can change, I bought a carton for it, not any later, and I bought two cartons for that. The price, I got it for example, $4.5, and it expiring on 9th of April. I can add the groceries. This grocery will be added to our inventory. If I go to the fresh, here, almond milk. So it basically sort the groceries in the day they are expiring, or maybe, or in a day, if you go to the expiring in the days they are expiring, and if you go to the fresh in the order they are added. So if I go to the home page, that was all for the adding grocery. Now inventory, you just saw, right? So for example, once user bought some items, for example milk, of course they are gonna use them, they are gonna utilize, they are gonna might maybe they finished whole milk, or maybe they finished half of it or some of it. And how we are gonna know about this? So we are not gonna go to the user home and check the inventory. User can edit the stock. For example, I have this milk, I can edit the stock. I have used 2.3, I have used more than half bag, so I can edit this. And some things like bell pepper, some things like which don't have expiry date with them always. uh, all the fruits, all the vegetables, they don't have expiry date. So user might thought that at the time of buying it will expire in and at 10th of April, but now it seems like it's gonna expire very soon. It's gonna expire maybe on 6th of April, so they can change that as well, because lots of items are there in the market, they don't have expiry date, and we have to assume that how many days we it's gonna expire, or how many days we wanna finish it in. We of course we want our user to have fresh items instead of every day eating expiring item. So there's inventory. And now for example, one point in inventory, for example, user have used all of the milk, so they can just mark it as a used, and it will move the milk to the used section. Success. So if I go to the used section, I'll have lots of items which user has used, including apple, milk, so many things. Now at the adding grocery time, once user has added any grocery, for example, I have banana. So for the user friendly support, we have fetching system. We have a bunch of records of data, so it will fetch the data from there. Once you select it, it's gonna suggest the unit. It's already has decided the category and everything. So everything's here. So that's way user friendly. We just need from user is the quantity, how much they bought, price, how much they bought, and expiry date, when it's expiring, because those are the things we cannot get from our own. We cannot even generate from machine learning. So those are the things. Then I go to this inventory. After that, I go to the shopping. So here are the shopping list. For example, user can create their own shopping list by clicking on the plus icon. I enter the list name. For example, Good Friday is coming. I'm having family meal. I can create a list here. It's gonna take some time. Let me just refresh the page. Yep, after refreshing, I already got a Good Friday list here. I can go in that list. I can add a bunch of item. I'm planning to make some chicken skewers, so I'm gonna have chicken thighs even though I'm vegetarian in my cuisine preference. It's not gonna tell the user that you cannot add chicken here. I have packages. I'm gonna maybe buy four. Then sometimes we have those stuff like we plan groceries in the future that I'm gonna buy oil, but I don't know how much in quantity, and I'll go to the supermarket whichever seems to be have some less price or some deals going on. I'm gonna buy that. So, for example, olive oil. So I can add it without the details. Skip the details. That just reminds me that I need to buy olive oil. I don't know how much. I will decide at that time at the time of buying the groceries. I can do save items. It will save the items here. Now the next thing is I go to the shopping market whenever I'm planning to go, and I bought those things. So I bought chicken thighs and just click on the icon. I add the price for that. Chicken thighs I buy it for $20, and instead of four I bought actually six. I end up buying more. And expiry date will be 8th. Then I can just save it. It will be automatically added to our inventory. So now my inventory knows that I have four packages of chicken thighs. Same with the olive oil. I'm not gonna do it, but here's the way I can do it. Now the next thing we have is generate shopping list. So you see here a small button. It's very small, but it does a very big thing in the behind. So every day at certain time, our system, uh, our system gathers all of the data for all of the users. I mean all of the grocery items for all of the users. It checks expiry date, it checks available quantity, and according to that, it refine it. What I mean by refining it, for example, some things are expiring tomorrow, and so tonight my system at around 1 a.m. in the morning, it's gonna check all of the items in my fridge, and those items which is expiring that day or which is already been expired, it's gonna change the status. It's gonna move those items to the expired section so I don't use them. It just remind me in the morning, okay, that item has already been expired, so you don't want to use them anymore. Then it also item is expired, right? So you have some available quantity there, like item was still there and it expired, so you wasted it. So it's gonna add that item to the wastage record. So now what is the wastage record? I'm gonna go to that part later. So it does all of the things at the particular time of the day, and after those doing those things, whichever item got expired or used, system generates a report for each item for each user. So for example, milk, in my case, I tend to buy more milk every time I go to the supermarket, but I tend to waste more as well. Every time I go there, I buy 3 liters or maybe 6 liters, and I waste half of it every time. So next time when I go to the shopping, I should buy less, or maybe I shouldn't buy it. According to how much I have it right now in my fridge, I shouldn't buy it, or maybe I should buy very less. So how we are gonna decide those things? We have generally typical way we write the things, we decide at home, and we go to the shopping market. But rather than all of those things, the same things we are doing, our system is doing. You just click on the generate list button. It's gonna take a couple of seconds, and it's gonna generate a fresh list for you. Knowing all of your buying habits and all of your past history, it's gonna exactly recommend how much you should buy. So for example, it already gives me how much should I buy here according to my past history. You see onion 1 bag, butter 3 stick, canned tuna 2 cans. Uh, I know for sure I tend to buy more milk, and it gives me, instead of generally I buy 3 bag and it generally goes to the wastage. I'll show you. Now it gives me 2 bags. So that's the one of the main feature of our app. Next time you don't wanna click on the plus icon for each of the item. You just wanna, mm, for example, you just wanna have a ready-made list here, and you just wanna click on the buy thing, change the details here, and add it. You don't wanna do plus icon for each of the item. That's a way user-friendly way. Uh, so that's the one of the main feature of our app. After shopping list is done, you can also edit those items and delete those items as well of the shopping list. You can also edit or delete shopping list. For example, this shopping list, not this one. I'm gonna go to the first shopping list that system has generated for me. For example, this shopping list. It's really good, but I don't want to call it this. I want to call maybe Monday shopping list. I'm going to shopping on Monday. So Monday shopping. I can save it. I need to just refresh it. Yep. And I can delete those shopping list. I might want to delete Good Friday shopping list and delete it. But the item you already added in the shopping list and you already marked as a bot, it's not gonna delete it because you already bought it. It's gonna be in your saved in your inventory. So don't worry about that. So after you're done with the shopping list, you can just delete it. For example, this shopping list was already purchased, birthday party supplies. I can delete it. I don't need it anymore. This shopping list are pending, but I also don't wanna buy this shopping list. So I can delete those as well. So that was our whole shopping list. Then we have the main report thing. We need to tell user how much they wasted and how much they bought, how much uh, at the end what were they doing. So here are the wastage. If you go to the categories, we have wastage by categories as well. Frozen fruits, dairy, how much they wasted for each category. Overall, user has wasted 52 items and 274 and 95 cents on $274 and 95 cents on the items, which is a hell of a which is a very big amount of money. So that's it. Once you, for example, if I go to the dairy, as I was saying, user tends to waste more milk. So dairy. So if you see, in dairy, user has wasted lots of things in a different items, also milk as well. So it suggests me very less quantity for that next time. So everything's going to the ML and everything's decided by the ML that how users should buy it. Of course, there's gonna be change in what user buys it. For example, my system has suggested me to buy 2 bags of milk, but there is no packaging for the 2 bags of milk, or maybe 2 bags of milk are way costlier than the 4 bags of milk. So I'm gonna buy again 4 bags of milk. So we cannot do it anything in the as a system. And also users should buy the 4 bags of milk if they think that's the best for them. But don't worry, they can edit it once they buy it. I showed you here. Once they click on the edit, they can edit quantity as well. For example, onion, instead of 1 bag, I got 3 bags. So that's the whole app. Now the one thing remain. Let me just go through all of the features and let me see if anything's remaining. Nope, that was all for our app. Thank you for being patient and thank you for listening to our final presentation. I hope the app you like the app. It's basically built on the MPERN stack. We are using MongoDB and Postgres for the databases. For the backend, we are having Node.js, and for the front end, we have React. And we are using Docker environment for now to test and run over all of the databases. And we haven't deployed it yet, but we might deploy it in the Docker right now. So that was all. Thank you.